Peace and love, Catherine here. I'm going to talk about what it's like to be in an abusive relationship. Abusive relationships can kind of like creep up on you and you might not even notice it. And for some reason, narcissists are attracted to empaths, and empaths allow narcissists into their lives because empaths are just naturally kind-hearted people. They're naturally open-hearted people. They're naturally very, very forgiving. So it's natural to allow someone that's toxic into your life. And empaths also very often want to heal people. So they want to be helpful and kind. So they allow this toxicity into their life. So abusive relationships can start, they're very insidious. They can start very slow just by putting you down, by criticizing you, criticizing your appearance, criticizing maybe how you speak. I've had a lot of people criticize how I speak, how you dress, perhaps things, they'll point out something that somebody else would just politely let slide. Like they'll point out anything negative they can about you. Then they'll start abuse slowly. They'll start by name calling you, insulting you, requesting things from you. And they usually try to trauma bond you, like, oh my God, my life is so horrible. Oh my God, this happened to me. Oh my God, that happened to me. My life is so bad. And then you feel sorry for them. So they're trying to what they're actually doing energetically is they're actually energetically courting you. So it's also something known as a pendulum. So they're pendulums swinging and sweeping you back in. And it's really dangerous because once you get pulled into that pendulum, it's almost like that energy starts to control you. So then they slowly start to control your mind. They'll start saying things and you'll actually start believing it. So they'll tell you something over and over and over again. Someone can tell you that you're stupid. I'm so much more educated than you. It'll start off slowly and then it gets worse. They'll start to control your life, control your time. I need you. You're the only person in my life. You're my only friend. I don't have anybody else. And then you feel sorry for them and you want to be a good person and you want to be helpful and you want to be kind. But my advice is stay away from people like this. If you're someone's only friend, there's something wrong with that. Unless you're like 5 years old and that's kind of normal. But as an adult, that's a huge red flag. And instead of like not paying attention to red flags, pay attention to red flags and stay away from people who don't want the best for you, because there's people that are going to come into your life and completely control you. And these people will actually change the trajectory of your life. They will control your time, control who you spend time with, tell you not to talk to people, insult people, make you think that other people are crazy, make you question your own belief in yourself. They'll start telling you stories about things that didn't even happen to question your perspective. Like, did this really happen? I'm not so sure. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, because they'll start to gaslight you and they'll control you to the point where you'll be like going, oh, I'm going to go away. And maybe they don't want you to go away. No, you can't go away because I need you. I spent a lot of time traveling and I'm very grateful for one of the persons that I was involved with for a while when I lived in Palm Beach was so completely understanding, and I was just getting out of a really, really toxic relationship. So I really needed to spend time alone to heal. So I was spending a lot of time just traveling, coming back to Toronto, going to New York City by myself, and quite innocently, like just visiting places and walking around. And I just really needed to be alone and explore the world a little bit and try to figure out where I wanted to live and what I wanted to do with my life. And he was extremely, extremely understanding about everything. Very kind-hearted person. But prior to that, I was living in Toronto and I was involved with someone that was extremely toxic, and they basically targeted me. So they met me at a bar and started going to that bar all the time and seeing me all the time and offering me rides home and always around and always driving around. And it's actually a really funny story because he did start stalking me and coincidentally started stalking another girl at the same time he was actually stalking me, and her and I eventually became friends. But I'm just saying it's funny because he was constantly, we both used to say that he's always in the neighborhood. He's just always driving around. Like, when did he actually work? Some people have an imaginary jobs, which is just like, I try to make a joke out of things because it's how you heal, is to find humor in things that are harmful and things that have hurt you, you know, when you have healed from something, that you can actually joke about it. So her and I became really close friends, and make a joke about different things. And he was stalking me, stalking her new boyfriend. So it's just, and then it became more toxic to the point where he flew down to Palm Beach a couple times because I actually had to move because the stalking got so bad. So when someone's constantly around, constantly into your life, they're actually injecting themselves into your life, and that's dangerous. Like you have to be careful with your life. I wasted a lot of time removing people from my life, and I'm much better at it now because I don't allow someone to criticize me, to start putting me down, to impose themselves into my life. And as much as I want to help people, not everybody wants to be helped, not everybody wants to heal. Everyone's healing journey is independent of them, and they have to want to heal, and they have to be ready to heal. And some people are never ready to heal because they're never going to forgive whatever trauma happened to them, because they're holding on to that, and they use that to empower themselves, because that's also how they find a new target. So they'll go from one target to another target to another target until eventually they'll just burn themselves out, or maybe get help, or maybe one day end up in a healthy relationship. But I've actually never personally seen that. And I'm not saying that there's not hope for everybody. Obviously there is. And I just think that the easiest way when you're involved with people like this is actually to not get involved with them and to remove yourself as quickly as you can, because your life will eventually spiral downhill. You'll actually eventually start becoming like them. You're going to end up isolating yourself from more and more people who actually do care about you. And they're going to feel really insecure about that. I remember this person I was involved with, he didn't want anybody around me. And it was just so funny. At one point, I was just like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing in my life? You're picking my friends for me. You're telling me I can't talk to my guy friend that's been, in my life for like 10 years or so. And you just pop into my life and want to control my life. Like, good luck with that. It's not going to work. So you need to take your energy back. Call your energy back. And if someone's criticizing you, putting you down, telling you don't do this, don't do that, telling you that everyone's crazy, and if you insult them or they insult you, sorry, that you're too sensitive and you're overreacting, and, oh, I was just joking. Oh, you take things so seriously. No, insults are serious, and we shouldn't jokingly insult people. I've never jokingly insulted any of my friends ever, because normal people don't actually do that. So I just wanted to wish everyone peace, love, happy healing, wishing everyone the best of everything. And healing from narcissistic abuse is really, really difficult. Getting gaslit and having someone tell you alternative situations that aren't real makes you question your own sanity. So I've been there. I've healed from it. It took me a really long time. I had dogs at the time. I had the most amazing friends, which I still do, that are so kind, loving, sweet, understanding, compassionate, and give me strength. And I hopefully return it too. So wishing everyone the best of everything. Peace and love. Ciao for now.